AFTV, a win for Arsenal in the end. You know what I mean? And Watford relegated. I know that you know Troy Deeney. I'm sure he's going to be regretting those comments he made a few years about cojones because, although to be fair to them, they showed a lot of fight today, but you know, to give away, if you're a Watford fan and you see them give away a penalty after 34 seconds, which by the way, I can't understand why VAR took so long to give that. But Watford down. But for Arsenal, does that give you a bit of confidence going into the FA Cup final, or does it not really have anything, don't mean anything?
Well, the first point about does he regret the comments, I'd probably say no, because he doesn't regret anything he says. And his comments were right at that time, that we do lack kahunas, you know. You get into today's performance, it was one of those where you could see players didn't want to overexert themselves because of the final next week, didn't want to get injured or sent off. I felt we tried too hard to give the ball to Aubameyang in the second half.
It was all about just trying to get Aubameyang to score another goal for that golden boot, isn't it?
Yeah, I understand it, but I feel that if we would have took one of our chances, like when Eddie went through, for example, got that fourth goal where Watford would have been no way of coming back, then it would have been easier to open the space to then let Aubameyang score the goal. It got to a point where you knew what Watford, you knew what Arsenal were trying to do. Watford knew what we were trying to do. They knew that we were trying to give the ball to Aubameyang.
Is it a little bit unprofessional? I mean, you know, we understand it because we're in the room and we're all saying, pass it to Aubameyang. But is it a little bit unprofessional that you're just like playing the game to try and get him a golden boot?
You know what? It'll be interesting to see what Mikel Arteta says about it. I suppose in hindsight, we won the game, so, you know, pissing around hasn't really come back to bit us in that sense. But yeah, I would like to have, you know, took one of our chances first, and then we could have spent the last 20 minutes or so trying to give him the ball. But at that point, we're one goal ahead, and Watford are literally throwing everything at us. So it's not safe. So in that sense, I didn't like the way we game managed it, you know, but overall, it's a win to finish off what's been an horrific season.
8th place for Arsenal, our worst ever Premier League finish. You know, I've already, you know, when the stream finished, I looked at my phone. I had about 3 United fans onto me already. The same United fans who used to banter us about top 4, and now bantering us about top 4.
Let them have their moment.
What moment?
No. Let them have their moment thinking that this is a big achievement. It's not. Everything that you mocked, you're now craving. Okay? So there's certain Manchester United fans that I know. The bigger picture is that they're a million miles away from the top 2. So you can banter us all you want. That's the big picture.
And we're a million miles away.
We are a million miles away.
What do we do to start clawing some of that back? I mean, because it's been a horrendous season.
Spend some money.
We spent a lot of money last year.
You say that, but at the same time, we've had 3 managers this season. Players were played in wrong positions under Unai Emery. For a starter, you're trying to convert Lucas Torreira to a 10. We've got a big problem with Mesut Ozil because this is the 2nd manager now that's not wanted, you know, Mesut
not even in the squad again today for the final game of the season.
No. So, you know, once we get all of these problems that have plagued us throughout the course of this season, especially off our backs, then we can start to move forward. It's not going to change overnight. We're not going to be title contenders next season, not even if we bring in an Upamecano or a Thomas Partey. It's not going to happen just like that. It's going to take time, and we've got to rebuild.
What players need to go for us to make a serious, you know, even to try and get into a top 4 next season?
You know what? I want to kind of get the final out of the way next week and then really take, you know, a look at this season with a calmer head and kind of look at it and say, what do I really want and what do I want the club to do? And I think that, you know, as fans, we're all guilty of being reactionary sometimes. But at the same time, I think if we just...
It's not reactionary, it's been the whole season.
No, what I'm saying is that, you know, you could lose to, for example, to Chelsea. And all of a sudden, people that wanted a certain player to stay 2 weeks ago when we beat Man City, they want them to leave because we've lost to Chelsea. Do you get what I mean? So I want to just look at it with a clear head. But there are players that it doesn't matter what happens next week. They've got to go. And it's mostly the defensive areas. Guendouzi, it's very clear what's happening there. Out of the door. Mesut Ozil, out of the door. I'd rather Arsenal take the hit and pay off his current contract. Out the door. You don't even need to worry about sponsorship endorsements from Adidas and that no more, because that's finished. Just get rid of him where you don't worry about it. Spend that 350 grand a week on more important areas. Even if you pay Oba what he wants, which is 250, you've still got another 100 in the bank to put on someone else that actually contributes. You know, what does he contribute? Nothing. He's buying new skins on Fortnite every week. That's it. And that's not even a joke. It was a running joke, but it's not no more. That's literally all he's doing. Thank him for his time at the club. I love the guy. I think that he's, you know, some of the comments that are made about him now are out of order, because he has contributed some good moments at this club. Let's not forget that. And he helped us end our trophy drought. But the time has come for him to leave. And I want him to go now, because it's holding us back. And that wage is ridiculous.
Is this manager the right guy?
Yeah.
To take us forward?
Of course he is. Of course he is. What do you want us to do? Change the manager every six months? What will we end up being? Watford?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Give the man time. You know, he's not had his own summer transfer window. And there's people questioning him. What are you questioning him for? Views? Fools. No. Give the man time. Let him go and get what he wants. Let him get rid of the crap that's in the team. Because there's so much crap that shouldn't be there. Get rid of them. Let him get rid of them. We've got probably 4 or 5 players that are going to be out of contract within the next year that are crap, that we need to get rid of. And whether it's now or whether it's then, they're going to be out of the door. And he's doing the right things, the ones that he doesn't want. He's not playing. You know, Socrates has not had a minute of football since we've come back from lockdown. Because he's like, no, don't fit into my plans. Sorry, make up the numbers on the bench. But apart from that, that's it. He probably gets a place on the bench because of his professionalism. He's not like a Guendouzi or an Ozil. And he still does train and works hard and all that kind of stuff. But what more do you want me to say? The season's been dreadful.
FA Cup next season. So FA Cup next week.
Next week.
I've said next season's coming fast, actually, 12th of September. But FA Cup next week, we could still finish off the season with a trophy. You would never believe that.
No.
But we could still, you know, we've done hard work to get there, right? Can we win that? Can we top off the season?
Of course we can.
With something to smile about?
Of course we can. At the end of the day, the City performance shows that we can do it. You know, we're going to have to be very, very, very careful with Olivier Giroud. Because we know all about him, and we might joke and he might be a lamppost or whatever it might be. But he's dangerous and he's in form right now. So we need to watch it. What I'm hoping is that, you know, Chelsea's big objective this season was Champions League football.
Well, listen, they're going to be pumped for it.
No, I know they're going to be pumped.
It's going to be Lampard, it'll be his first trophy as well.
What I'm trying to say to you is that where we went into the Europa League final last year, Chelsea had secured Champions League football. They were relaxed. They didn't have to go into that game with any kind of pressure. You know, so I think that it's a very even game next week, because anything can happen on the day. And if you're going to look at, you know, past results at Wembley, we've beaten Chelsea in our last 2 times at Wembley. One was the Community Shield, maybe, but we still beat them. And then the FA Cup final, you know, and we beat a better Chelsea side then as well. They just won the Premier League. So, yeah, it is. But I'll tell you something, they've got to defend better than they did today, because that was calamitous at times. And that's the other side of David Luiz today. You know,
another penalty given away.
Premier League record. Well done. Let's give him a medal. You know, but you get the David Luiz that played like he did against Man City. Exceptional. David Luiz that plays like he did today. Clown. Which one's going to turn up next week?
We'll find out.
Yep.
Cheers, man. Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.